Right now it seems like LIDR is giving us the biggest push at the moment. I want to keep an eye on SMX as well. SMX. I don't want to let that one out of my sight. LHAI, we talked about that one already. LHAI pushing up again. LHAI, Link Home Holdings. Well, look at there. Kiki was paying attention. 1092 to 1260. Beautifully done. Like I said, I want to keep an eye on SMX. Let's see. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning over there on YouTube. And Everett, good morning. Got our moderators ready to go in YouTube. Chris, good morning. Justin, good morning. Very slow here this morning. Not a lot of news. It never is on Friday. V-Stock, good morning. I fell off the Zoom. What happened? You know, try to log back in. I'll watch for you to pop back in here and Octo's holding up pretty good so far. I'm still bullish about Octo. LIDR has been pushing up real nice. 11, good morning. 103 Beach Bums, good morning. Sheila, good morning. LIDR pushing back, might get up over 360 yet. LHAI still hanging in there, still trying. SOWG having some troubles. Still watching SMX. LHAI. Well, good morning. It's Friday. TGIF to everybody. Very good. Good morning. Very slow with news this morning. Very slow. Little press release here on SMR. Just says this nuclear power company could dominate AI data centers like NVIDIA does with chips. Well, when it starts moving, we'll pay attention to it. We got about 3 press releases at 7, and I think 3 or 4 at 7:30. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. We've had a few trickle in here and there in between 7 and 7:30, but it's been pretty slow. Fridays always are. Fridays are always very slow when it comes to press releases. All right. NXTC starting to curl back up. Had a pretty bad looking fall there at 7 o'clock, and it's starting to curl up from that. NXTC. Might be 50 cents per share there to scalp off. You never know. IXHL trying to push up currently as we speak. It's trying to curl back up. Be interesting to see if that gets back to where it was at before the offering hit. NXTC still pushing back. We might break 7 on that again. Very slow here. Very, very slow. NXTC now at 670, 675. Kate, good morning. LHIA. We need to break 1250 for that one to get exciting. Still watching SMX. Ooh, NXTC just took a big dump. Somebody sold off big. Holy smokes, did they sell off on that one? Somebody took some big profits on that one. Courier stock source 28%. Online leading platform. Don't like that. Well, good morning. David, good morning. Hope everybody's trading's been okay this morning. There hasn't been a lot going on. A little bit of action in early pre-market. But since 7 o'clock, it's been pretty quiet. It's been really quiet. It's been very, very quiet. Today is the day I take off. I'll be leaving later this evening on my little road trip. But even though I'm on the road, I'll still be hanging out with everybody in the mornings on the Wolf Pack. We'll do our live streaming here from the RV. So you'll notice the background behind me will be a little bit different next week. I'll be sitting at the dinette there in my RV doing live streaming. So it'll be a little bit different background, but still be fun. PHIO announces an agreement with U.S. manufacturing source for drug substance. PHIO. PHIO. It's up and down. Pop on the news and then pull back. Let's see where it goes. PHIO. There she goes on that little press release. It's up 26%, 27, 28, and then back down to 22, 23. Having a little trouble getting going here. Byron, yeah, I'm going to travel at night. I like traveling at night far better than traveling during the day. Time seems to go faster for me when I drive at night. I don't know why. It just seems to go by quicker. Roads are less crowded. Mark, good morning. So I'm basically just leaving this evening so that I hit Atlanta around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, when it's a little bit quieter driving down through Atlanta, not as much traffic. Let's see. ABRX, price target maintained. PHIO, we know about that one. LHAI, SOWG, SMX, Octo, WLGS. Boy, there's not much moving, is there? Not much moving here. We'll see if PHIO's got any juice left in it. Spiked up pretty good on the press release. It went from 254 to 336 pretty quick, and then pulled back to 292. Now it's back to 312. We'll see if it's got something in it here. Garrett, good morning. Buc-ee's is less crowded at night too. I'll do a video at Buc-ee's. I'm gonna look like shit, but you guys don't care, right? Vacation hair don't care. Garrett, good morning. But I'll try to post some stuff on TikTok and Facebook. Chalwee, did you? Yeah, I did get the onboard generator fixed. I dare you to grab the wrong coffee cup. Yeah, make sure you don't grab the wrong coffee cup when you go to Buc-ee's. Well, the only thing that was wrong with the generator was somehow, I don't know, the owner before me There's a plastic shroud that goes over the fan on the generator, and it was busted loose on one side and kind of hanging. So when the fan blade was turning, it was hitting that plastic shroud and just just it was an ugly, ugly sound. And I didn't want to bend any of the blades on my fan. So they had to take the whole generator out to get to it. And they had to replace that plastic shroud over the fan. So it wasn't anything mechanically wrong with the generator. It was just that plastic shroud over the fan was busted. And I have no idea how that would have gotten busted, but it was broke. PHIO. I hope everybody's still watching that. I want you to keep an eye on that. This one may pop up pretty good here. There's not much moving otherwise in the market, so retail may gang up on this one just to have something to do. But everything's fixed on the RV. I got all the service done that needed done. Everything's top notch, so I'm going to be in good shape. Chris, 298 to 325 on PHIO. Nicely done. Good trade. I'm heading up north. Be it going from central Florida here all the way up into Indiana, northern Indiana, to visit my kids and grandkids and visit some family up there. And JG, when are you going to start trading again? As soon as something's moving. We're watching PHIO. I hope you're watching that one. Nice dip down there at about 277, 278, maybe even 280. Would have been a nice dip buy down there on that one. Got it from 295 to 222. Nicely done. Good trade. Or 322. 322. Gotcha. There she goes. 349. 351. We just wicked up to 351. Hopefully you guys are banking on that. About the only press release we've had this morning that has amounted to anything. No, I haven't lived in Florida my whole life. I grew up all over the place. My family lived in Michigan, California, Wisconsin, Indiana. So I don't. People often ask me where my hometown is, and I really don't have a hometown. We bounced around so much. My dad was transferred in his job, so we just bounced around quite a bit. And then after I graduated high school, I went into the military and continued bouncing around everywhere around the planet. So don't really have a hometown. But I do like Indiana, probably the best. I lived there the longest, so that's probably I'm most familiar with that area. Kiki, 282 to 349 on PHIO. Jalou, 305 to 349. Bobby, 299 to 350. Nice. Sean, 303 to 338. Beautiful. Jomo, 307 to 344. Rye Gable, quick scalp on it from 327 to 347. Beautifully done. Wolfpack is doing it right. Yeah, it leads to an interesting life. I've seen a lot, done a lot, had a very full life. I've done a lot. military allowed me to experience a lot of really, really cool stuff that the average person doesn't get to experience. It's been a doing security for King Hussein of Jordan at Fort Bliss, guarding the space shuttle. You guys remember back in the very beginning of the space shuttle program, they landed in White Sands, New Mexico. I was part of the security team there that got to guard the space shuttle. So I'm really just got to do some pretty cool stuff. PHIO now up to 397. Not to mention my music career, where I got to record a CD and travel around the United States, touring, playing. I mean, meeting famous people. I mean, I've had a very, very good life. I've had a very good life. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of great stories. PHIO, we wicked up to 415. Dan, 343 to 386. Nice scalp there, Dan. Brian, 317 to 390. Good deal. Let's see what we got here. IBRX, price target change. Let's go back and look at PHIO. We got to keep an eye on that one. Joe, 311 to 396, 2/3 of the way out. Holding on to that little bit to see where it goes. Coastal Paradise, I love your music. Well, thank you very much. PHIO, 1395355, 341 to 398. Good trade. Very good trade. Remember, we're not falling in love with these stocks. These are not long-term investments. We're just scalping them off. We're pulling off as much as we can off of them, making some money, moving on to the next one. Making some money. That's what it's all about. We got to pay ourselves. Terry, 3 to 404. Nicely done, Terry. Troy, 343 to 380. Nice. You guys are doing very well this morning. Considering how slow it is, we actually were able to pull something off here with PHIO. We always say we only need one. We just need one. One good one. John, where can we listen to it? I've got some music on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. All right, let's see what 8 o'clock throws at us here. MMA. Conor McGregor, MMA Inc. investor, welcomes Laura Senko to the company board. Okay. HTOO announces new LPG projects for subsidiary Al Shola Gas. HTOO. Remember, that's a microfloat. HTOO. Microfloat. LYEL announces a $100 million equity private placement. KALV receives positive chimp opinion from or for their treatment of hereditary angioedema attacks. Okay. OMER, $22 million registered direct offering. I hope everybody went and looked at HTOO. As soon as I said microfloat, you should have been all over that one. KWM, career, corporate update, quarterly conference. Please, please tell me you guys banked on HTOO and locked in. Paid yourself. LHAI getting a little push. LHAI, we've been talking about that one this morning. Getting a little tiny push, not a big one, but it's getting a little bit of a push here. Not much. Christian, HTOO 609 to 805. Beautifully done, Christian. Nicely done. Finley James, 608 to 811. Boom, love it. Brian, 620 to 820. Nicely done. Twin, 784 to 835. Finish off these press releases. All right, let's go back and look at them again. GSIW, that was all the press releases. WLGS, Octo, LIDR, PHIO trying to curl back up off of this little ugly sell off there that's going on. ATNF pushing up. ATNF. ATNF. ATNF is ripping nicely. Terry, 623 to 751 on HTOO. Nice. 180 Life Sciences, ATNF. Vicky, good morning. OMER announces pricing of a $22 million registered direct offering at $4.10 a share. Let's see if ATNF is going to keep going. Let's go back and look at PHIO. PHIO trying to push back up again. Boy, ATNF really just blew up out of nowhere. Holy smokes. ATNF. I don't know that I have any news on that. ATNF. July 2nd. I've got news on ATNF from back on July 2nd. Let's see if there were some filings here. Don't have any filings either. Not sure why that blew up like that. I don't see anything. TNF. Let's see if it was on Benzinga. Not seeing anything. CAPR sued for securities law violations. There. So let's go back and look at HTOO again. Starting to pump up again. Remember, this is a micro float stock, so when it moves very, very quickly. Jay, ATNF 350 to 540. Nicely done, Jay Diamond. Good to see you, brother. Brent, a direct offering. A direct offering is basically the company is a institutional investor, comes to the company and wants to invest money in the company. So they take money in exchange for some shares. A little bit different than a public offering. It's usually considered a little bit better than a public offering. But it's just basically an institutional investor that's putting money into the company. Jay Diamond is in the house, folks. Say good morning to Jay Diamond. There, I just pinned Jay's comment up there for you. Hey. Got the old cowboy hat. Yeehaw, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. Go follow Jay. Give Jay a follow. Jay is the real deal, my friends. Jay is the real deal. He'll be going live here shortly. Get over there and follow him and be a part of that Diamond Nation. HTOO pushing up again. Remember, this is a micro float. When it goes, it will go. Might get a good rip here on it. It's up about 53% right now. Looking for a big run. Silver Fox, good morning. Jay, we've got people saying good morning to you from YouTube and, of course, here on TikTok and also on our Zoom, our live Zoom that we're doing right now with the Wolfpack. They're all saying good morning, Jay. Lots of love out there for you, Jay. Jay, I am hitting the road. Jay says, good morning, Wolfpack. I'm hitting the road, Jay. Later this evening, I'm taking off, heading north in the RV, and going to be doing our live streaming from the RV. And in the evenings, I'm going to be probably popping in, Jay, when you're doing your live at night. I'm going to pop in there and say hi to you. HTOO. HTOO. We're up 71% now on that press release. Jomo got it from I'm confused, Jomo. 3 to 781. All right, HTOO. It's still pushing, folks. We just wicked up to 894. We are up 85% now. You guys should be banking on that. If you didn't bank on the first spike up, then the pullback, if you got in on that pullback, you should be banking pretty good on this second time around. And remember, pay yourself. Pay yourself. Don't hold on to these things. There's Jay with the money gun. Thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. Always remember to pay yourself. JC. Oh, my goodness. 781 to 8 for Jomo. Kiki got round 2 on this stock. 784 to 865. JC got it from 650 to 799. Alabama Mike, 725 to 858. Wolfpack is eating this morning. Love seeing that. We love seeing Jay here. Look at HTOO up 100%. We just wicked up to $10. I told you this is a micro float stock, and when it moves fast. But always remember to pay yourself. Pay yourself. Lock in some profit. Even if you only sell 50% of your position as it spikes up, pay yourself. Don't sit on this thing and fall in love with it, thinking that it's going to run to $200 or anything. Don't hold on to them that long. Pay yourself. There's always another one. There's going to be another one. If not today, Monday morning, there'll be another one. So pay yourself. Wayne, 807 to 915. Boom. Love it. Pinky, 662 to 910. Love it. Wolfpack is hot, baby. Chris, 710 to 910. Looky there. Even our TikTok friends are banking on these calls. Love it. Remember, pay yourself. What was that? The pinch face? Jay, you are incredible, my friend. Always love having Jay with us in the mornings. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Hey. Got the old Elvis. Got the old Elvis do going there. Bob, 820 to 920 on HTOO. All right. Well, Big Papa J Diamond. Busy making money. There you go. Well, you know the Wolfpack loves the Diamond Nation. And we are always Excited to have you folks along with you. I can't tell you, Jay, how many people have come over to the Wolfpack and have said specifically, Jay sent me here. Jay sent us over, and we appreciate that, my friend. Very, very much. Much love. Scalped HTOO from 842 to 898. Michael got it from 601. I missed that one. 601 to 820. LYEL. Remember that one? LYEL. We mentioned this one on a press release. There it is. There with a TikTok money gun. LYEL. This is the one that had the $100 million private placement. It just spiked up to 1345. All right. Carrie, are you on TikTok? We got somebody that wants to follow you, Jay. You're on TikTok? All right, Jay, I'm going to pin you one more time here, brother. We got somebody that wants to follow you. There you go. I just pinned Jay's comment on TikTok. It'll be up there for about a minute. Mark, 646 to 850 on HTOO. Beautifully done, Mark. Hey, I like that one. That one is cool. The Pharaoh mask. Oh, too funny. Tim, good morning on YouTube. Good to have you. There you go, Carrie. I got him pinned up there. Give him a follow. MCVT. MCVT moving up a little bit here. Looks like it's in the middle of a little pullback at the moment. NXTC, now we know about that one. Let's go back and take a look at that. NXTC curling up a little bit. This one's had a hard time since 7 o'clock. It's been pulling down pretty steadily here, but it is starting to curl back up. Now, we'll keep an eye on HTOO throughout the day here. We'll see if we can make a play on that later. We'll see if it decides to pop back up again. It's pulling down right now. So the opportunity there was really in that $5.80 to $6 range all the way up to the 9s. You should have been paying yourself by then. $3 per share on a little $6 stock. You should have done pretty good on that. SPPL regains NASDAQ compliance. SPPL. Let's see what's going on there. SPPL. Let's see. Spiked up a little bit on that one. SPPL, we've got a 2 million public float, so it's got a relatively small float there. Not much volume at the moment, so watch for the volume. Remember, no volume, no play. Make sure you got volume coming in. There's only about 11,000 shares shorted on it, so it's not really a great candidate for a short squeeze, but it does have a small float. And sometimes compliance news does push the stock up a little bit. Not always. Definitely worth watching, though. And the same with HTOO. Keep an eye on that. That was up over 100% a little bit ago. Nothing stopping that from going back up there. Muggsy, how do you get on the Zoom call? Very simple. All you have to do is go to the website, our official Wolfpack website, which is wolfpackcommunity.com. There's a link to it on our TikTok page here. wolfpackcommunity.com. Go there and subscribe to live Zoom trading. Live Zoom trading. And then you can join us every single morning on Zoom. We start at 6:45 in the morning, and it goes until just after the market opens at 9:30. The way the press releases typically work in pre-market, they come out at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30 on the half hour. And there are some press releases that will kind of trickle in between the half hours, but we get the biggest dump of them on the half hour, starting around 7 o'clock. And so we go live at 6:45 on Zoom so that we can be ready for that first big round of dump at 7 o'clock. Jay says, I made 30K from callouts, from Wolfpack callouts. That is awesome, Jay. I'm going to pin that comment again in case anybody wants to follow Jay. Jay is the real deal, my friends. Go over and take a follow over there, and he'll be going live here. Jay, you go live at 9 o'clock. Is that correct? Yash. Yosh, straight up and straight down. YOSH. Pop straight up and straight back down, but keep an eye on it. Jay goes live at 9 o'clock this morning, Eastern time. So I've got his information pinned up here. You can go over and give Jay a follow if you're into stock trading. Now, Jay doesn't primarily trade penny stocks like we do. Jay gets into the more expensive stocks and a little bit different style of trading. But go over and check it out because it might fit perfectly into the style of trading that you like to do. It might fit perfectly. And you're not going to find anybody better at what he does. You're not going to find anybody better to help. So I'm telling you, go over and give him a follow. All right. Now let's get back to some news. SBET, SBET. SharpLink Gaming taps Ethereum expert for their CEO. How about that? SharpLink Gaming, SBET. It's currently sitting at $23.60. It's moved up a little bit from the low 23s, but that's the press release there. They've got a new CEO, and he apparently is an Ethereum expert. So they're hoping that pays off well for them. We'll see. MCVT. MCVT's been pushing up here. Slow but sure. Little $3 stock. Mill City Ventures pushing up nicely. HTOO. Remember I told you to keep an eye on that one. MFH right now is not doing anything. There's no volume there. Had a nice climb yesterday at the end of the market day. Beautiful climb, as a matter of fact, but fell in after hours horribly, and it's not really recovered too much yet from that. And there's really no volume there. 143,000 shares. So right now, hypothetically, if I wasn't in that stock, I wouldn't get into it right now. There's nothing really about it that's screaming to me, hey, get in this. We're getting ready to run as far as the day trade goes. And again, that's just my opinion. Your opinion may vary, and it's certainly not financial advice. Just my humble opinion. SBET is down quite a bit from yesterday. So is there some upside here? Sure, there's some upside to this one. Now let's pull back on the monthly. Now, if we look at the monthly chart, it doesn't look as pretty. Look at the monthly chart on SBET and pull back here and look at the daily. Just look at the daily chart. The last 6 days or so, 7 days, this stock has been on a downward trend. It's not going up at the moment. If you pull back and look at it on the daily, doesn't look pretty. But I would say there's some upside to this. One really good press release on SBET, and it's going to go. MCVT, let's go back and look at that one again. MCVT, this is the one I mentioned a little bit ago it was kind of slow, steady grind up. It's still pushing up. LYEL. Let's see, LYEL. Lyell Immunopharma has entered into a securities purchase agreement for a private placement with certain institutional and accredited investors for gross proceeds of $100 million. So they've got some new institutional investors popping in there to Lyell, LYEL. Now the stock price is not moving. It's $12 right now. It's not moving. There's no volume, but that news might generate some interest when the market opens. So it's worthy of at least watching it. Steve, MCTV from 289 to 384. Boom. Beautiful. Let's go back and look at it again. MCVT. Boom. What did we tell you? Look at her go. 444. 130%. 130%. Yeah, I would get into a stock like MCVT without a press release, just based on volume and momentum, all the little technical indicators that you like to watch. If they're signaling to you that this is a buy, then you go with it. Let's see. True, TROO, intends to bolster shareholder value with strategic stock repurchase. TROO, stock repurchase program. They're going to repurchase 4.4 million shares at a price of 90 cents per share. That's on TROO, Troops Incorporated. Here's another securities purchase agreement. Yosh, take a look at Yosh, YOSH. I just hit my micro float scanner. YOSH. Let's take a look at it again. I think we looked at that one a little bit earlier. YOSH. I'm just now getting the press release on that. YOSH. Micro float. $9.45. A strategic transition to Vestand Incorporated. The company announced today that it plans to change its corporate name to Vestand Inc. and has secured $6 million in strategic funding from U.S. and Korean investors to support this transition into a prop tech company. And best I can tell, we have a float here on YOSH. We have a float of 745,000. So it's a micro float, but there's only about 6,000 shares shorted on it. So not a potential for a short squeeze. So YOSH might, again, you got to watch the volume. Watch for the volume to come in. Watch level 2. See where the bids are coming in at. How big are they? Are they stacking the bids on level 2? What does the ask side look like? How thin does the ask side look like? Is there a lot of people trying to sell, or does it look pretty thin? Give yourself an idea of where this thing might go. TROO. Let's go back and look at that on repurchase program. It did bounce up a little bit, but it's having some troubles. We'll keep an eye on that one. Always keep an eye on it. Steve got Yash from 917 to 980. That's a nice little scalp off of that stock. Good job, Steve. Rick, MCVT from 277 to 420. Nice. Very nice. Not a bad Friday. Not a bad Friday so far. Oh, let's see what Core is doing. Courier, where are you at? Sorry, PT. Tim, good morning. JG, Aurora Mobile leverages quantum computing to accelerate their business model innovations. All right, let's go back here and look at HTOO going sideways, ATNF going sideways, Courier, let's take a look at that one again. Coursera. This is the one that we watched in after hours last night, run up so well. Starting to move again. Might keep an eye on this one today. COUR, Coursera Incorporated. It's been getting quite a bit of attention between after hours and this morning. It's been getting some attention. HTOO trying like the devil to get back up. So let's go back now and look at True Game. Nothing there. TROO, remember that one? Troops. On that press release. Let me reread that press release. This is the one that had the repurchase program. They were going to buy back 4.4 million shares at 90 cents a share. It's trying. We'll keep an eye on it. That's best we can do. Keep an eye on it. All right. TikTok, YouTube, you guys have a great day. It's been fun. Had a great time with you. Feel free to join us on Zoom anytime you want. Just pop over to our website, wolfpackcommunity.com, and subscribe to Live Zoom Trading. It's $25 a month. It's small potatoes for what you can potentially get out of it. So highly recommend you do that. And also, don't forget, I really don't want you to forget this. Get over and follow Jay Diamond. I just pinned him up there. Give him a follow. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. All right. You guys have a great day. I will not do 4 o'clock today. Normally I do 4 o'clock in the afternoon for after hours trading, but today is Friday. I don't do Fridays. Friday's my day off. I am retired after all, and I do like to take at least one afternoon off for myself. And plus I'm going to be traveling, but I'll see you Monday morning, bright and early Monday morning, right here at 7:35 in the morning. All right, TikTok, YouTube, much love. God bless. Keep it green, and I'll see you guys Monday morning.